what's up? This is Tajay of the Mighty Souls of Mischief crew. I'm chilling with my man Festo, my man A+, and my man Oak. You know he's dope. And right now, you know, we're just maxing in the studio. We're hailing from East Oakland, California, and
we're at the 20k mark at half.
But right now, you know,
to go to a half marathon.
Dollar 7 digits, call up Bridget, her man's a midget. Plus she got fringe, yo, I can dig it. Here's a 40 swigget, you know it's frigid. I got him chilling in the cooler, break out the ruler. Damn, that's the fattest dog I ever seen. The weather's keen in Cali, getting weeded makes it feel like Maui. Now we feel the good vibrations.
It is now just before 6, so we've been going at it sort of all morning, which is good. Got like a nice hour of fulfillment done, and then pretty soon we're gonna get ready to head for a run. It's gonna be really chill. I don't know, 16, 17 Ks, just set in zone 2. So yeah, that's gonna be really good, but we're just chipping away through this stuff. Today is gonna be super packed, super busy, but I'm really keen to show you guys a hard speed session either tomorrow, most likely tomorrow, or Thursday, and we'll get a gym session in as well. So yeah, it's just gonna be a cracking week of entrepreneurship and training. I know that word entrepreneurship's pretty cringe, but it might be in the title, and I might clickbait you guys. So yeah, this stuff is so good, so good. I'm getting so high on my own supply as well. Like, I've been ripping it 3-4 times a day. To be honest, I probably don't recommend that. It's not gonna hurt you, you just piss out excess electrolytes, but I'm feeling astaxanthin to the brim. So yeah, we had a pretty shocking sleep, but that's just gonna be the reality for the next couple of weeks, I think, as we kind of start to operate. But watch this. I'll print one out for you guys. Alright, we're at 17k, so we'll call it there and then shower up and head off to work. Here we are, 5:30. Nice, got 7 hours. Here we are at the spot. You guys know the drill. Today is going to be a full day of training, eating, mindset, work, everything. I don't love using the term like hybrid, because essentially hybrid training is doing 2 disciplines that cross-compete that wouldn't usually be synergistic. So technically it is. Gym and running is like hybrid training, but I digress. We're going to get through a ton of food today. I'm really keen to show you guys what I got in terms of food, but then also we're going to go out, get a meal, because it's all about calories at the end of the day. Probably going to be hitting well over 4K. And this morning we're going to get after like a little half marathon with some work blocks in there. And then we're going to be building Calibrate. So there's a lot to get through today. And I think there's nothing really left to do except go get after it. So we'll get a warm up in. It is like, it says it feels like 3 degrees Celsius outside here in Sydney. So it is pretty cold. Okay, so we're just gonna get through 5Ks warm up around like a 5:15 pace, and then we'll do 7 to 8 times 1 kilometer on, then 1 kilometer float. My sleep has not been great recently. Stress levels are jacked, so I balance a lot of extrinsic stresses at the moment, so we'll see how we go. Should be a lot of fun. Okay, trying to get run over. 3 laps in, I'm feeling pretty weak, not gonna lie, but around a 3:45. We're gonna try to drop that below 3:40s for the rest of the K reps and get a gel in. Okay, we're at the 20K mark. Another K and a half to go to a half marathon in a couple, and that's some morning pursuit fueled. Calibrate, baby. Out a bit over the half marathon that we said we would, but a couple extras in there never hurts. So let's chat through the run, chat also about what I'm eating now and what I'm up to. So the run this morning, as always, chuck it all up on screen, was 22 Ks, 4:16 average pace, but we actually did 7 times 1 kilometer on with the 1 kilometer float. Warmed up pretty much all in zone 2, and then we dropped into the 1K reps. So the 1K reps ideally were all going to be sub 3 minutes 40. Took a little bit to warm into it. Like I said, I had about 6 and a bit hours sleep. My Garmin said I had like 6:50, but realistically I don't think I even had 6. Like, I was up until 11:30, so it makes no sense. But anyway, all that aside, it was a solid run. We got in there, we got it done. I'm starting to get a little bit of fitness back, which is good. Like, I feel pretty comfortable around 3:30, 3:40 Ks, but at the same time, I'm just not where I was pre-marathon, so it's frustrating, but progress is never linear, and that's one thing I'll chat about later when we do have a bit of a talk. I'm just trying to rush through this portion because I want to get these posts out. This is well and truly a man. Holy shit. Look at that bus. Dude, I thought it was gonna run into the tree. Whatever. Yeah, this one is new. Never seen it before on the channel. If you're new here, it is well and truly a meme. I rip overnight protein oats like every morning. I'm just obsessed with it. Not only is it an excellent source of carbs, I've got 120 grams of oats because we just burn like 1,600 calories. But I get peanut butter on there for the healthy fats. I went with this new protein powder, I'll show you. I've also got heaps of other meal prep in this little bag here, which I'll run through later, and we're gonna go and get a massive feed out just to recalibrate, I guess you could say. Which brings me to my next point. Ripped this pre-run, post-run, and I've got another little bottle of it here, so I'll finish that off. Make sure I'm topped up on electrolytes. Even though it's cold, you're still sweating. Intuitively, you've just woken up and had no fluids, so first thing in the morning, you want to rehydrate. But let me show you what we're working with real quick. I think I'm addicted to peanut butter now. There is 40 grams of peanut butter on here, which is like 2 tablespoons. And I love it. I mean, if you are cutting, you could make this bowl like infinitely more caloric friendly, but we're not trying to be calorically friendly around here. Not gonna lie. That person's laughing at me filming myself. Fair enough.
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people, you can call me your majesty. Keep your battery charged, he know it won't stick, yo. And it's not his fault you kick slow. Should've let your trick hold your sick glow. Plus nobody couldn't do nothing.
One thing about training a lot is you have to fuel the engine. You gotta be constantly eating. So we had that breakfast this morning. I actually went and got a sourdough roll. Like, I just had to get more carbs in me because I was so hungry. So we went and we ate that. Just before, I was doing some work on the reviews page like I spoke about. Then I went and dropped into a couple different retailers. I couldn't film too much to, seed my product, try to get my product in there. Met with the manager of one of them, which was really cool. Again, didn't want to film too much. It's a little bit awkward just whipping out a camera on first meeting. But yeah, is 600 grams of potato, 200 grams of cooked chicken, some kimchi in there, some like vegetables, etc. Plenty of spices and some extra olive oil for fats. Can't lie, this looks really grim, but it's kind of just a reality. I just got to put this food down. I'm starving, by the way. And yeah, one thing I want to chat about in terms of fueling and nutrition is like whatever fits your macros kind of works, but at the same time, you want to be eating as many whole foods as often and as much as possible. So yes, like this is a quote unquote healthy meal, but you know, it's pretty calorically dense because of the olive oil, because of the potatoes. If you wanted to be more mindful of your calories and you're not burning as much, well, I'd go for like low carb potatoes. You probably don't need 200 grams of cooked chicken breast. You could probably go less. And in fact, this is chicken thigh. You'd probably want to go breast. So yeah, you can plug and play, create your own little nutrition playbook how you see fit. But for me, it's about getting calories in. We're going to be hitting well over 4,000 today because I will have burned in total with my NEAT over 4,000. So yeah, I'll get some more carbs in as well after this pre-gym through things like fruit, maybe some dates, banana, maybe another bagel or sourdough roll. We'll just see what I feel like. But yeah, you also have to think about like, I'm also very cognitively active with trying to get everything under wraps with Calibrate. So that's another dimension. Like your body's pulling and sapping energy from all the cognitive load, trying to manage, you know, stress and also output there. So you're not just fueling for your workouts, you're fueling for life. Like you just got to be smart about it, guys. So we'll get this down, get some more carbs in. I'm keen for a gym session later. When you're going about doing a gym session and a run in the same day, you ideally want to be spacing that by minimum 6 hours. That will allow your central nervous system to somewhat recover, your muscles, your body to somewhat recover. Damn, I'm getting notifications. But yeah, that's in an ideal world, let's be real. Work, life, balance, like you're not always going to be able to predict a 6 hour gap. But if you want to be quote unquote optimal, that is what you would do. Well, this is not where I'd hoped the video would go, to be completely honest, but we had some issues with those orders this morning, the international ones. Apparently the thermal printer wasn't rendering the correct barcode scan. So I'm having to pop back into the post office and redo them, so I'm going to reprint all of them now. I was really hoping to get that gym session in like right now. But I don't know where or when I'm going to fit that in because I've got quite a bit to do on updating all the email flows because they're all bent. I got to get this post out tonight on Calibrate, and then I've actually got to go and drop this printer back to my friend who I borrowed it from. So we have to figure something out. If not, worst case, I'm thinking that I will honestly do another run in a gym session tomorrow. The content has just been a lot of fun to make, so I want to keep all this. So yeah. That's, it's not ideal, but one thing I've said to myself is that I want to try to get all the orders out within sort of 24 hours, like fulfill them. Whilst I am small and I have the ability to do those sort of non-scalable things on my own, I think it's really important for customer service that, you know, I do make the effort to try and turn around the products quickly. So I'm going to reprint those orders, print all the new ones, do that. I'm in a huge rush. So I'm ripping another oat bowl. I'll show you guys what it is. It's like exactly what we had this morning, just with a chocolate protein base. Look, is this absolutely optimal? Like, I could probably do sweet potato and beef or like sourdough and eggs or something like that for difference. But this took me 5 minutes to make. I'm in a rush. It's easy to eat. I can eat whilst working. So yeah, I'm going to be putting that down. But I really want to show a gym session. This whole point is like balancing running in the gym. So I'll hit at least like a 12K run tomorrow and a gym session. We'll film that. But I'll keep filming what I'm eating. And yeah, this is not where I want it to go. But hey, that's just business, right? You live and you learn. So we'll get better together. Yeah, we're not getting to the gym. If anyone genuinely knows how to do these international ones, that would be greatly appreciated, because manually writing these out, it's pretty fun because I can chuck in a podcast and write little notes to everyone. But I think just for time efficiency, I need to figure out how to do that better. I looked in all the Reddit forums, looked online, couldn't find anything very useful, but gonna finish these ones, get a post out on the Calibrate page, finish the email flows, go over to Flynn's. So there's a bit to get through. We need a good night's sleep because we're getting after a run and a gym session tomorrow. So that'll be sick. And that's going to be a proper hybrid day. And I'm going out for a massive breakfast with a mate after. So yeah, love this game, man. Love it. Alright, it is time to try that one again. Here we are with a full day of hybrid training. Yeah, we didn't get a gym session in yesterday. Look, it's kind of just a reality right now. The priority for me in life is my business, is Calibrate, and it's also the customers. Like, I'm not going to go and hit a gym session when I know I have to be fulfilling orders. Like, that is not a good conscious decision. And that kind of ties in this video. By the way, today we are getting a morning run in and a gym session, so that's why we're refilming, and a really good feed after, so that'll be cool. Anyway, to do with consistency, adherence, and making progress when you are doing running and the gym, I spoke before about, ideally spacing them by 6 hours, but, how do you go about setting up which days to hit which sessions? You do want structure because that provides you with like the discipline, and you don't have any cognitive fatigue, and there's no decision anxiety around when you should hit sessions. But the best structure for any person is what you're going to stick to. What can you consistently adhere to over time that you're not going to churn from, that isn't going to detract from other parts of your life? If you see these freak athletes who are training 3 times a day, that's not your training structure. I'm sorry. You have to go and earn an income elsewhere outside of sport. Their whole life is training, is eating, is having physio sessions. What people don't realize is if they're not training, a lot of them, and I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them sit on the couch and just eat calories. That's their life, is recovering and training. So you have to be really smart about how you schedule your training block. For me, I try and run around 80Ks a week, which isn't a lot, but I'm coming back from injury, so that'll ramp up to 100 pretty soon. I'm also trying to gym 4 times a week, and that means I'm hitting at least 1 lower body session, which this morning I'll be doing back, posterior chain, and legs, but ideally 2, one of them being a functional movement pattern / power output / plyometric session, so that I can retain my bounciness. I can go and dunk. Anyway, that's a yap. Let's go get it. This morning, we're going to go get after 45-minute recovery run straight into a gym session. I've got some food to put down between then. I've also got more meal prep, which is in the back there. So in terms of fueling this morning, I'm just having some Calibrate electrolytes pre-run. Just get a bit of, sodium, electrolytes, antioxidants. If you are curious as to what's in it, it's on the package. You can literally see it. 500 sodium, 5 potassium, 100 magnesium. Coconut water powder for some trace minerals, astaxanthin, a really potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. So I'm doing a sachet of that. I had some toast, a little bit of sourdough, a little bit of honey, a little bit of banana, not too much because I've got some maple syrup gels, which I'll have at the end of my run so that I have some carbs pre-gym. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It is. That is so good. By the way, the reviews have been unbelievable. Thank you guys so much for all the messages. Like, I'll chuck them up on screen. I just can't believe people like my product that much. Well, I can believe, because it took 19 months to iterate, to sample, to go through all the variations. But, you know, when you put something out you're proud of and you've worked hard on, it's good to see other people appreciate it. So thank you. Love you all. Let's go get this workout in this morning, because we got some shit to do. Okay, like I said, it's just going to be 45 minutes, pretty easy. So recovery run, and then we'll get the gym session in. Not going to film too much in this run, just lock into some music. I was up pretty late last night working, so just need a head clearer. What a peak morning. So we'll finish off this run and then get changed out of this and hit the gym. Should be fun. Grilled chicken? How many Ks you run? 2 hours. This guy's a beast. 25. Nice. Ordered everything plus chicken.
This is like a $75 order.
Yeah. Scrambled eggs, bacon, mushroom, sourdough. Holy. And deleted. Get the fun a little bit. You have to be really adaptive when it comes to anything in life, any realm. And training is definitely no different. So, I mean, the title of this video is how to hybrid train, or balancing running in the gym and nutrition, all these different things. But, you know, this really applies to everything. And you have to understand that what is the quote unquote perfect split or perfect balance is very individual based. And it's because everyone has different things happening in their life to do with internal, extrinsic pressures, different, mediums, interactions in their life, different environments. So I'm hesitant to prescribe the best split, but I'll run you through mine. I want to caveat as well by saying, this is fluid. You have to be adaptive, because as you saw in this video, I wanted to hit a run in the morning, gym session in the afternoon, and that changed, that flipped. So my day ended up being taken over by business, which is great. But whatever is the best split, and I spoke about this before, is what you're going to consistently stick to, what you will adhere to for a long period of time, and what fits into your schedule. So I'll run you through my current split, and then I'll try to give some recommendations about how you set up your own split, what you should be focusing on in terms of nutrition, recovery, all that stuff. So for me, it is currently sat around 80 to 90 Ks per week running. Gonna ramp that up to 100, 110, 120, stop it there. That's split between about 5 or 6 runs per week, most of which is done in zone 2, pretty easy running. At least one really solid speed session, ideally 2, and 1 tempo run. So that's the 5 or 6 runs per week. Then I'll hit 4 gym sessions, 3 of which will be pretty much upper. One of those upper is like a full body, so there is some lower body stuff in there as well. And then 1 heavy leg day. That's kind of the gym sessions. I'm trying to put on size at the moment, so nutrition is the main focus. What I'm focusing on in nutrition is not tracking. I don't really track, but every now and again, I will chuck it into my fitness pal to make sure I'm eating enough, because my average burn is like 3,200 plus a day. So I'm trying to hit 4,000 calories. I'm trying to be in a pretty steep surplus, to be honest. Most of it's coming from whole foods, so as you know, your body processes them slightly differently. Because it's a lot of protein as well, there's a satiating thermic effect there. All that to say, that's like my quote-unquote split. You guys just saw in this video, life happens, life gets in the way. I'm still at university, I have my law studies, I do acting, I do corporate advisory, I do a cash job, and I've got Calibrate. And I've got a family and friends, not me, I don't have kids, but you know, I want to be attentive to my social health as well. So chops and changes, and I think people need to understand and realize that training shouldn't just consume your life. The best split is the one you're enjoying the most, that you're going to stick to and adhere to long term. I've said it like 4 times in this video. And I think people just need to wake up and realize that you don't want to get lost in the sauce in any of these things, like nutrition, calories, putting on weight, losing weight. Like, you're doing it to be healthier, all these different things. And if it's consuming your life and consuming your mental and creating so much anxiety, it's doing the exact opposite of what you intended to do. So that's why I said you need to be adaptive. You need to be able to realize that you won't be able to hit every single session. That's not an excuse to miss sessions, but it is a bit of a ticket, or like a get out of jail free card to realize that, like, you know, if you miss a session, the world's not going to end. You zoom out, you take a 12-month perspective and you say, all right, I've got 100 sessions over the next X amount of days. All that matters is that I hit the 100 sessions. Maybe 3 days in a row you miss it, but you know you can make up for it and bank those sessions later. That's more of a long-term vision as opposed to be so confined on like, what is the next day's session? What is the next day's block? What is this next gym session? And that can be really demotivating, because if you miss it, then your mental is going to be cooked. Sorry if this video is pretty fragmented. It's pretty late now, and honestly, I haven't had more than 6 hours sleep, except for apparently that 1 7-hour sleep this whole week. So I'm going to try crank out the rest of these email flows, which I can show you. Redoing the sign up flows again. And yeah, next video is going to be a much better sit down chat, talking about the concept of like anti-fragility and adaptiveness again, but in more depth and not just related to training. As always, love you guys so much. Extremely, extremely happy and proud of myself with the launch week. So that's super exciting, but there's so much more to do, and so many more movements to happen with Calibrate, that I'm really excited to keep blending that content into this channel. Let me know if you guys do enjoy the business side of things, because I know a lot of my followers are here purely for nutrition and gym and running, but I also don't want to be inauthentic and make it seem like that is my whole life, because it's not. And I think this channel is built on authenticity. So love you guys a lot. Hope you're well. Stay calibrated. I'm going to leave the 10% code on the product, even though it's meant to come off today, because this video will release the day after. So if you guys do want to support me, it would mean a lot. If you don't have the financial means to purchase the supplements, no stress at all. Keep that money in your pocket, spend it on something that's going to impact your life even more. Love you guys.